in childcare. So we do work in care, but I look after little people instead of big people.
Excellent. Oh, that's the soundbite. Big people instead of little people.
Yeah.
That's going to be it. Okay, excellent. Hello and welcome to a new episode of our recruitment podcast. I'm your host, Will, and I'm sat here with...
Me, Lauren.
That was a bit of a delay. How are you doing this week, Lauren?
I'm good. I'm busy, but good.
Excellent. As you might be aware, this week we're exploring the very exciting world of healthcare assistants.
We are.
Yeah. That was Chelsea, who started the show, who we'll hear more from later, who was, I'm delighted to say, successful at interview at one of our healthcare assistant interview days. So we'll discuss that as well.
Okay.
But first off, we've got a very exciting interview with Zaib, who you might remember did part of our healthcare assistant social campaign. She made an appearance when we did a film with Blended Learning, but she's going to do an interview with us as well, which is great.
Yeah, she's got a really interesting story. She's worked her way up through the NHS and she's on her own little journey. She is,
and well, as you'll hear in the interview, I'll play it now.
Okay, let's go.
There you go. Okay, so as promised, I'm sat here now having our very first guest interview, which is very exciting. So here is Zaib talking to us all about being a healthcare assistant. Hi, Zaib.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. It's great for you to come in today. It's very exciting.
Thank you.
Brilliant. So, obviously, you are a healthcare assistant. You've been a healthcare assistant for a little while. How long have you been a healthcare assistant?
I've been with the Trust for coming up 5 years in April.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Excellent. And you've decided that you're going to take that further and actually you're doing a degree.
Yeah, so just over 2 years into being a HCA for one of the teams, I decided to take on the nursing degree, which was prompted by my managers, a lot of support in the back. I could have taken the nursing associate role, which was the in-house training.
Yeah, that's the Band 4 role, isn't it?
That is the Band 4 role.
Yeah.
But that was 18 months as well, and I just went for the full 3 years degree.
Yeah. Is that because of personal circumstances? I mean, I know you've got family and stuff. Did it make more sense for you to do the degree rather than the in-house?
Yes. To be honest, it was more the time scale.
Yeah.
If I did the nursing associate degree and the nursing apprenticeship, which is the actual top up on top, which would take you as a Band 5 nurse, registered nurse, it would take me roughly 4 years, 5.
Yeah.
If I had a break in between. But this, so I mean, it's personal preference. It suits people better doing it that way.
Yeah.
Working on the job as well, and this way, where I'm doing it, I'm doing the module time where I'm at home with the family.
Absolutely.
As well. And I have financial security, so that wasn't an issue.
Yeah.
So yeah, doing it in the 3 years. It's a time scale.
It's worth.
It brings it down.
Yeah, it's worth saying that as well, because obviously everyone's circumstances are different.
Yes.
And that we have progression routes in the Trust that you can take.
Definitely.
But it's what works for you as well.
Definitely. And it's just the way you cater for everybody.
Yeah.
So the Trust actually does cater for whoever wants to do the different roles. First, when you start as a Band 2, which I initially did, and then progress yourself up to Band 3, there's always scope for, there's always educators available to help you progress. And it's not just in that role as a HCA, you can actually move around the hospital. So there's different departments, like the phlebotomist or, the clinical side of it, the education side of it. So.
It's also worth saying as well, although we have great provision for education and for learning, you're not pushed into that. If you want to be a Band 2, you can be a Band 2.
That's
you don't need
That's
to.
it. And working as a band 2 in its all, it's a very rewarding role.
Yeah.
You're the first person, you're the first port of call for that patient on the wards.
Yeah.
That's who they turn to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, it's fantastic.
No, it's
so I feel like we've jumped right in there. Then I ended up talking about progression, because obviously that's part of your personal journey.
Yes, it is.
And it's a big part of you. Yeah. But let's talk about the role a little bit, and so we'll keep it quite simple. Band 2, and then maybe some of the differences between Band 2 and Band 3.
Yeah, of course.
So what's your experience been as a Band 2?
Band 2, like I say, you're the first face of patient care.
Mm.
So you are right in front of the house.
Yeah.
Caring for the patients, dealing with every need.
Feeding, toilet visits,
yes, everything. Some patients are quite mobile, some aren't.
Yeah.
And you're bed bathing one patient, whereas another patient is quite mobile
and can get to the shower
can tend to their own personal needs.
Yeah.
Really, and it depends on their trauma.
Yeah.
Or any post-operative, anything that they've done. So depending on the ward that you're on, you have to have that little bit of skill knowledge as well.
Yeah,
to understand.
So it's obviously very hands-on.
Yes, definitely.
It's not office-based because you're clinical, you're on a ward. It's obviously quite intimate with people as well, you've got to be prepared for
good
that.
Communication.
Good communication.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So.
Now, obviously, before we came on and started recording, I played you a little bit of the interviews from our healthcare assistant day with the successful candidates, and you got a big smile on your face, and it was instantly.
Yeah.
You've actually been on an interview panel as well. So how was that?
Let's just pause that there for a moment, because Will actually did some recording with some candidates on our last interview day to find out what they thought of the interview process. So let's just jump over to that.
I'm here now with Chelsea, who has just been successful at interview for healthcare assistant.
Yeah.
How did you find the process of today, the interview day?
It was different to what I was expecting. I thought it would just be an interview, but it's actually been really good. So came in, and then we had like the little bit of a talk in the morning, which was really, really useful. And I enjoyed that. Gave me a bit more information as to what to expect. Then I did my English test, which was, I've been worrying about that and absolutely nothing to worry about. So that was good. And then, my interview went really well. And everyone I've met has just been really lovely.
So I was looking to leave my current job, and I was on Indeed, and I was having a scroll down, and it popped up in like bold writing, healthcare assistant. And then I thought, I've always wanted to apply to be a healthcare assistant, but it was just never in the area which suited me. And then I saw underneath it said Lancashire Teaching Hospitals, and I was like, jackpot. So I clicked on that, and it took me to the NHS jobs website, and I applied 3 tracks. Process was really easy. Just like it's all there in front of you, and then I think it must have taken me like an hour to do the whole thing, and then I applied, and then obviously I got the email back not long later saying that I had an interview, and I thought, wow, like that is literally incredible. Like I'm so glad that I saw that online and that I actually went through the application process, and now I've got an interview.
Perfect. And what do you think about the interview day? How's that process been?
It's been lovely. Everybody's so friendly here, and I felt dead relaxed. I felt really looked after. The process, like the day, has run really smoothly as well. I feel like I've not been here for ages. We've not been waiting around for ages. I liked watching the video. That really helped me in the interview, like massively, when I was being asked the questions. The ladies who interviewed me made me feel so comfortable, and they were so friendly, and they asked the questions really clearly. I didn't feel like I was in an interview. I felt like I was in a chat. and it's ended really well because I've ended up with a job offer. So I can say I've had a brilliant day today.
That is pretty brilliant, isn't
Yeah.
it? That's really good. Okay, and have you worked in care before, or are you new to care?
I am completely new to care.
Oh, wow,
Like I have
okay.
never worked in care before. I care in my personal life. I'm a mum.
Yeah.
I have a little girl, so I kind of care in that sense. But as in like a professional setting, first ever time.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
You're excited.
Very. Yeah.
I can tell. That's
Yeah.
great. Thank you very much.
No worries.
What's your background? Are you brand new to healthcare?
I work in childcare.
Okay.
So I do work in care, but I look after little people instead of big people.
Excellent. Oh, that's the soundbite. Big people instead of little people.
Yeah.
That's going to be it. Okay.
As a HCA, to actually go on the interview panel, sit on the other side, is so rewarding. It's you feel the empathy towards the actual interviewee,
Yeah, to the candidate, yeah.
to the candidate as well, and to listen to where they've come from. Some had some care experience, some absolutely, some candidates brand new, did not, career change, and that's where I started as well. I came from a teaching background, and it's just nice to offer a job on the day. The experience of it was amazing. It's something that I can't describe. But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
You're part, when you offer a job, you're part of someone's journey and part of their life, and it's important to them. And I understand that.
You see, I mean, I was the only HCA interviewing on the HCA panel.
Right.
So, and you have nurses and the sisters who come and interview, and it's pretty straightforward. So you have that opportunity as well to actually interview and get onto the panel as well, and it's amazing. It's just an amazing experience.
Brilliant. So, if I don't want to be corny, but let's be corny. Can you sum up the role in a short few words, maybe 3 words or a short sentence? It's okay, I can cut.
I can't. You just caught me off guard. Sorry.
I can cut silence and bring it in. So it's all right. What do you? Okay, I'll phrase
job
it.
Satisfaction, definitely. And the thing is, doing the actual interviews, you're doing it out of your own time, and to come into experience that is just something else. It's something that I can't actually describe.
Yeah. And what about the job role? What about Band 2, being a healthcare assistant? What does that mean to you? That level of care?
Oh, it means it does mean a lot. Getting to just communicating with that patient, meeting their needs, and the job satisfaction you get that you've actually provided and you made a difference in somebody's life. It's just something else that you'd want to be treated as how you treat somebody.
Yeah.
And you'd want the same care,
respect
the whole,
and dignity, empathy,
everything. Everything.
Yeah.
You know, each patient you give them their one-to-one time, and you're 101%. You wouldn't have it any different.
I'm going to end up chopping this, moving bits in, but that's okay. You've worked on quite a few wards.
I have.
You've been very lucky. You've seen everything. So, do you want to tell us where you've been? Or is it easier to say where you've not been?
So, I've worked in a team which is called MAST, Multi-Area Support Team.
Okay.
There's one manager, and there was, when I was there, I left the team in 2021 just to fit uni work in, because I'm doing my degree. And so you come on shift and you get set allocated times and days, so you can choose your own time and the days that you want to work. So it's very flexible. It works around yourself, and you come on the shift and you get allocated a ward. So you're not based on a ward.
Mm-hmm.
You do not go to the same ward every day. So it's the different wards, and it's absolutely amazing because you see the different wards. I've worked all throughout the hospital, MAU, SAU, gynae, wards, all the numbered wards, diabetic ward, respiratory, renal.
Yeah.
The only 2 wards that I haven't worked on is the children's and maternity, but you can actually access and go on them as bank HCA.
Yeah.
So you can experience them, and on the bank as well. There's all the wards that are there you can experience in the different fields. But yeah, MAST gives you that experience of working on the different wards and giving you the insight of what the actual ward does.
Yeah.
So you have a lot more clinical experience as well that way.
Brilliant.
Which is really good.
Well, thank you very much for coming in today. It's been really good and really enlightening.
Oh, thank you for having me.
No, pleasure. We'll have you again soon, hopefully. Well, I don't know where we're quite going with the podcast, but I have a vague idea. So if you want to come back, you're more than welcome.
Oh, definitely will do. Thank you.
Thanks, Zaib. Thank you. So there you are, Lauren. What do you think of that?
I think that's a pretty cracking interview.
It's not bad for the first time, is it?
I know.
Yeah, not bad. Okay, right then. So you might remember at the top of the show there was a snippet which I recorded at one of our healthcare assistant interview days a few weeks ago with successful candidates who just had their job offer following their interview. But you're involved obviously in the organising of that day, Lauren.
I am. There's a lot of work that goes into that.
So can we just quickly discuss the mechanics of the day and how, if I'm a candidate going into this, what to expect and that kind of thing?
Okay. So a couple of weeks leading up to your interview day, you'll receive a few emails from us at Recruitment asking for things such as your qualifications, if you've got them. Obviously, for our healthcare assistant roles, they're not essential. You can sit for assessments on the day.
Yeah.
And we'll also ask if you're a non-UK national for your share code, so we can do your right to work check.
Right.
And also asking you to bring in some ID documents with you on the day. And you'll also receive an email with the running order of the day, so what to expect. So what that essentially is you'll come in the morning to us, you'll sit in the lecture hall, and you'll get a little briefing, either from myself or one of the team.
Yeah.
And then after that, you'll go and, if you've not got your maths and English, you'll sit a short maths and literacy assessment.
Okay.
If you have got your certificates, you'll then go and watch a short video.
Right.
Demonstrate some healthcare assistant skills.
That's the Paddy video, isn't it?
That's our infamous Paddy video.
Yeah.
And then after that, you'll go and wait in the canteen for your interview, which will be with 2 panel members. They're usually ward staff.
Yeah.
And then you'll have your interview, and then
hopefully you're successful. And you get offered a job.
Yeah, but I don't want to say if you're not offered on the day you're not successful, because sometimes it's the week after when we get in touch with you.
Of course, it's
to give you the offer.
But it's essentially a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
That we can do a bulk amount of interviews on the day. You can come in at 9 o'clock in the morning, and in theory, if you've got your GCSE exams, you've got your certificates and proof of who you are and all the rest of it, your ID check goes sailing through, you could have a job offer by half 11.
Yeah, essentially.
Brilliant. That is exciting.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Okay, so I think that pretty much concludes our episode on healthcare assistants, which it feels like a big one.
It's a bit of a meaty one.
Yeah, lots to discuss. Okay, so where can people find our healthcare assistant vacancies if they want to apply, having listened to this?
So we have rolling recruitment for our healthcare assistants for full-time and part-time.
Yeah.
They can be found on our Trust website and also on NHS Jobs.
Okay.
Obviously apply through Track. But yeah, I think
They're regularly on our social media as well. They
very
are
regularly.
posted every few days. So if have a scroll there, you can find it at Lancs Hosp Jobs. All the details will be at the end of this podcast on the video. If you're watching the video version, if you're watching on Spotify, they won't be. But you can find us at Lancs Hosp Jobs. That's our Twitter feed, and you'll get more information there.
And hopefully we might see them at one of our assessment days.
Absolutely. Look forward to meeting you.
Pressure's on.
Pressure's on. Pressure is on. Right. Anyway, I think that's it for this week's episode. So we'll see you very soon. Thanks for listening, and please remember to share. Bye.
Bye.
Excellent.
Over and out.